Hey guys, so I have another build that I want to show off. Now, let me start off by saying that this build is not as good as it looks on POB. Currently, I think on POB, with all the buttons and everything pressed, it has around 65 million DPS. But realistically, it's not going to be 100% uptime. Then there's also the fact that we are using tinctures and sometimes you just forget to press them, right? So this build is not worth it, in my opinion, the money that I have spent on it. Although I didn't spend as much because this claw that I have, I didn't buy it. I made it myself, and I kind of lucked out with Harvest Reforges. It was pretty cheap to craft for me. I think I spent like 20 divines when the cheapest one on the market is around 100. Um, but regardless, it's more of a build that you might want to see if you can improve, or I don't know, just see if the concept works right. But I'll show it off in a tier 16 first, and then we can just kind of see how it works. But uh, you guys probably shouldn't be using this one, as it is not very cost efficient. And also, it doesn't feel as good as one might want. There's a lot of buttons to press, and there's the tinctures as well. There's some mana issues. Sometimes you run out of mana and it just feels bad. So, you know, for maps for tier 16s, it's like whatever. You clear everything in one hit when your tinctures are up, and you can also just hold down the button and dash with whirling blades, and it kind of auto aims, so that's nice. And you know, it's fairly comfortable in tier 16s. But even though we do have Fortify, we have Determination, our defenses aren't that great. We're also not element immune, although you can fix that with Storm Shroud and the boots, right? But it really struggles in tier 17s. Unless you roll the map where there's like nothing on it at all, just some random mods that you don't even completely, well, that you don't care about at all, it's gonna feel pretty bad. And if you could see that, I just ran out of mana and I was just standing there hitting nothing until I got it back. So in some situations it feels really bad. But you know, it's a cool concept, I guess. Not many people are playing Reave of Refraction either, but it works really well with Warden. Where's the boss? I think I missed a couple of hits over there. But the damage with only just the flasks up is around 24 million, and it can be pushed further. This character is on level 91, and you can have another cluster in there. And since we are stacking abyssal jewels, we get a lot of damage from these jewels, and a little bit of life as well. So I checked it out in the POB, and you can go to around 4k life and 26 or something million DPS without any buttons other than the tinctures. But basically, you know, you have a squire, you have a 7 link on here. I guess it's a 6 link technically, with the Reave being the 7th one, and you just have 9 links. So that's kind of why the mana is so terrible. Reave costs quite a bit of mana with this many links, but basically we are a Warden, so we benefit from tinctures really well, and of course auto summer, a lot of negative resists. Then we have negative resists on the tincture as well, and Avatar of the Wilds. I haven't pressed it in that map, but you do feel it when you press it. It's plus 80% more damage, so you do tend to hurt quite a bit. And also Berserk, I didn't press it either, but you can also press Berserk. We are getting Rage from the Impossible Escape over here. I grabbed this for the AoE. It's not that much, honestly, probably not even worth the point, but it's like whatever. Bloodsoaked Blade, kind of mandatory. I tried it without it, and the tinctures run out really fast. but you don't really feel the effect because it's only we have the master where it turns off at 12 or more, so the life drain isn't even noticeable, especially if you're hitting something. We are generating all the charges except endurance charges. I guess technically you could add a war cry if you wanted to, but we already have a million buttons, so it's just very clunky. Like to maximize the damage of this build, you have to press a lot of buttons, and I don't like that. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't like it either, but I just wanted to show this build off and see what's what. Other than that, pretty standard Deadeye tree. You know, massive cluster in here, massive thread. Pretty good spot, right? Standard stuff over here. We grab the frenzy charges from here because in maps we can use blood rage if we want for the frenzy charges, but against bosses we don't have anything. So we're getting it from there. From Assassin's Mark, we're also getting the power charges as well. Although I think we are capped on crit without power charges just from this flask alone, this tincture. But yeah, you know, some accuracy notes because I was a little bit lacking on accuracy. Right now we are 195% because I grabbed this accuracy jewel from here. This was pretty expensive, I think, a couple of divines. But you do want some fire damage on the clusters for Oath of Summer to make sure that our scorches are a little bit bigger, because we have cold damage and lightning damage, and in quite a big number from these, because on the mod from the claw, or just any one-handed weapon, it's like half the value of this one, of the spore gem. So I figured it's just much better to use these. We are converting the fizz damage from the claw to a random element, so when you do get fire, you're quite happy with the bigger scorches, right? I didn't get my last Exalt Slam on this was mana, which is kind of tragic. I should have blocked it, but I didn't want to lose out on the physical damage and the poison on hit in case of if I do roll the fizz mod. But it is what it is. Regardless, tree, nothing crazy. Little pride for more melee crit and some life. Good chance, probably useless, but it's fine. Some strength as well. We are a little bit struggling on stats, and we do need the strength for determination. You can probably go full evasion route, but this build is already squishy as is. So I chose determination and just some hybrid bases over here. And yeah, basically this is the build. You just grab some suppress, grab some life, some fire damage if you can, ideally wherever possible, for bigger scorches. The other elements are already good as is. Darkness Enthroned, I slapped in the crit multi over here. And also one more thing is that you do need one abyssal jewel with a little bit of cluster. Well, you don't need it, but since I did choose the poison chance on here, poison also makes yoke give us more damage as well. So, you know, just a little bit of an extra multiplier. It's not much. I think it's around 5%, but it's still something. But yeah, this is the character. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess, most of the things. So I will show you guys how tier 17 feels. It really depends on a lot of mods. Sometimes, like most of the tier 17s, this character can't even run at all. But I guess we can try, see what's what. Don't think I can run this one. Table doesn't matter too much. Fizz is extra chaos, and reduced XP, action speed, to repeat reflect. We don't have reflect immunity. Marked for death is horrible. Like, I'm rolling through all of the maps in here. Flash charges we don't care about. Monster life. Runes, I'm most worried about runes. No dot mitigation whatsoever. Life leech is pretty bad. We don't hit as fast as I would like for leech to be your only source of regen. Well, we do have the flask, but you know. Crit can't do that. Like, as you can see, we're just rolling past every single modifier on here. Projectiles, area of effect. If this wasn't abomination, Could probably, yeah. I guess we're just gonna have to run something at some point. Energy shield is pretty bad. I mean, even though we do have a lot of damage, for some reason, when you go to a mob that has energy shield, like, the damage is just halved instantly. I don't know. Let's try this one, maybe. There's a lot of damage in there, so actually I can't run that one either. I'll just get one shot. We'll run this one. They have a lot of defenses, and this is an effect mob. I can't run this one either. Is too defensive. Okay, we're gonna run this one. We're gonna get one shot, but I just want to show you guys how it feels. It feels terrible in tier 17s. That's why it's definitely not worth to spend over 100 divines on this build alone, unless you for some reason really like it. But I don't know why would you. Just one shot from a normal mob. Even though we do have fortification as well, we're still getting one shot from pretty much every single thing in here. We do need to charge the AoE a little bit at first. Yeah, as you can see, it's already not going well. Build shit. And that's what I have to say about this build. It's shit. I don't know why. On POB it looks pretty good, but when you go to the actual game, it's just shit. Can't run a single mod on a tier 17 map. This is one of the fastest tier 17s ever. We're gonna go the other way. Maybe we will have better luck. And it's working. But, I mean, as you can see, the damage is fine, right? If you can attack, the damage is fine, but most of the time you just can't. Because you're melee and your ZHP. You get destroyed by everything that touches you. And then we have fortification and suppression. Like, sure, this is 300 as extra, but... Oh, I guess we also have elemental penetration. And they're also avoiding, so this map is really horrible. But this just proves my point that you can't run any tier 17s with this. Like, half the mods just brick this character completely. Avoid ailments, bricked, because we are relying on freeze a lot of the time to deal our damage. Increase damage of any sorts, brick. You're just ZHP. So yeah, I don't know. This build's pretty shit, but you know, the claw is nice, so I guess I can say that I have a nice claw. Yeah, that's about it, I think, for today. I'm gonna drop the pub if any of you want to tackle this and maybe make it more tankier or something. I don't know. But don't play this, seriously. It's gonna be a waste of money. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you managed to stick around and brick and see me brick the tier 17, hope you enjoyed. One of my worst builds ever, I guess. Highest DPS but worst build. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.